Hi, my name is Amanda Scott, and I'm the program manager for the Liberty County CVB. And we are back in the kitchen today for our Southern Cooks video series, and we're here with Mrs. Katy Dasher, and she is going to be making coconut cream pie today. So we're very excited for that. So go ahead and talk to us, Ms. Dasher.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank Leah and her staff for inviting me here this afternoon. I love to cook. I love to watch all of the cooking shows on TV, and this is going to be different being on the other side of the cameras, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Today I'm going to make a coconut cream pie, and my husband loves pie. He loves sweets, but he loves pie in particular. Three pies are his favorite: chocolate, pecan, and coconut cream. So he asked me to make this one today, so that's what I'm going to do. First thing, we have the oven preheated to 425. I want to go ahead and make the crust because it has to cool before we put the custard in it. Now, the recipe calls just for a baked pie crust. So if you make your own crust, that's wonderful. You want to make it from scratch. I have tried this early on in my marriage, and for some reason they just didn't turn out. So I usually do the frozen crust or the refrigerated, and so today we're going to do the refrigerated crust, which is already rolled out into a circle. So let me get my pie pan, and this has been sitting out for about 15 minutes because it has to be pliable, and we will see what we can do about getting it in this pan. This is a 9-inch metal pie pan. They recommend the glass ones, and I do have them, but I do like the metal for some reason. I think they brown better. So that's what I'm going to use today. And basically, very easy. Just fit it into the pie pan as best as you can, as evenly as you can, and try not to stretch it or work with it too much because it kind of toughens it up some. So don't really want that to happen. It may shrink a little bit once we get it out, but it'll still taste good. I'm going to need a fork, press down the edges around.
Where did you learn how to make this?
Well, I have a story about that. Let me get this in the oven, and while we're waiting for the crust to bake, I'll tell you how I found out about it. Now, what I'm doing now is what they call docking. Just you piercing it with a fork to keep it from rising up, and that this is called docking, which means basically you want it to stay in place, just like a ship that is out to sea and then comes into port to dock, because you're staying in place. This is what you're doing to the pie, and you can really put a lot of holes in it. This crust, the filling is really thick, substantial, so it doesn't usually seep through the holes, so you don't have to worry about that part.
I've done this to pies that I've made before, but I've never had a name.
Well, you can also, and I have done this too, use parchment paper. Put your peas or dried beans in the parchment paper and do it that way as well. And I do that if I have a filling that's loose, like a chocolate pie.
Okay.
But this one, like I say, you'll see later, it is really nice and thick, so don't have to worry about that. Okay, we're going to put this in the oven. Time on. We'll check it after about 10 minutes and see what it looks like. The way that I discovered this pie is I am a true Southern Living magazine fan, and I have subscribed to that magazine since right after I got married, so about 45 years.
Oh, wow.
And the magazine I brought, this magazine is from December 1990, and as you can tell, it is well worn. But one of the articles was called Our All-Time Best Desserts. I have made pound cake from this, the pecan pie my husband likes. I've made the cookies. There's some buttercream confections I made. It must be 6 or 8 different recipes that I love and I make a lot over the years, but the coconut cream pie is in here. Now, unfortunately, I don't think that they actually have this recipe online anymore. I looked, and they've changed it. So now they use half and half and 4 egg yolks instead of 3, so it's a lot richer. And I did try that, but I still like this one better, which I guess you could say it's a little healthier, but not really. But it is regular whole milk instead of the half and half. So I just wanted to show y'all this. I don't know what I'm going to do when this thing falls apart. I guess I'm going to have to hurry up, make some copies of all the pages that I like. So that's how I found that recipe. And most of the recipes that I do use are from Southern Living magazines or their cookbooks.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, I do a lot of food TV too. I like to watch the cooks on there and in public television. So.
Very good.
Well, let's take a look and see what's going on. Is there a light that we can turn on, or no?
Yeah, I think it's on the oven.
Oven light.
Yep.
Okay. A little ways to go. I think I will go ahead and separate the eggs while we're waiting for that. 3 egg yolks.
What's the purpose of separating the eggs?
We just want the yolks in this particular recipe. The yolk is where most of the fat is in an egg, and so we want the richness of it. And also, you don't usually put the whites in a custard because they would scramble, I'm sure. So you don't really want scrambled eggs in your custard. So. And we like scrambled egg whites. So because the topping on this pie is whipped cream instead of meringue, I just save the whites and we just scramble them for breakfast. They don't go to waste. You can also make divinity with it, which we like that too. So you just keep going back and forth between one shell